We are Steve and Jill. Together, we've been buying and reselling land since the 90s.
Our data-centric approach leaves our buyers asking, how can you sell it so cheap?
Here on the Land Academy Show,
We answer that and more. Welcome to the Land Academy Show. Entertaining land investment talk. I'm Steve and Jack Butow.
That's okay. And I'm Jill DeWitt, broadcasting from the Valley of the Sun.
Today, Jill and I are going to talk about the 6 steps to getting your first land deal complete. Super popular question. We just got done, Jill and I, wrapping up the most recent career path. I guess it was career path number 3.
Yep.
And we always follow this format throughout career path, and we leave no detail out. So I figured we'd just do a short summary here about how to get a deal done.
That's great. Can I pause for a second and just let everybody know, since you mentioned career path, that career path number 4 is open. And by the time this airs, I believe I'm still going to have some seats. So if you are interested, go check out Land Academy /career path, and you'll find out all the details there about what it is, what we're talking about. It's basically, Land Academy is like a self-study program. This is the opposite of that. If you want to really talk to us and dive in and have discussions and ask questions throughout the whole process, and then find out what we're working on right now today, that's career path.
Well, if you want this to be your career,
right?
Then career paths, buying and selling land is your career. Then you should consider career path, whether you're brand new, or you've done 180 deals
and you retired from something else,
sure,
or done. There's everything in there. Cool.
Before we get into it, let's take a question posted by one of our members on the landinvestors.com online community. It's free. And did you know that Jill and I personally?
We just answered that.
Oh, career path.
You can skip that part. Hey, by the way, I want to apologize real quick here before I read this question. I may not sound like myself.
Jill's been working this month for some reason. We bought and sold a ton of property, and Jill's been on the phone.
For some reason.
Selling.
How about I'm doing a good job? What do you mean? For whatever reason.
Oh, because Land Academy works.
Yeah.
And we sent a lot of mail out.
Yeah.
And we're buying and selling property.
Yeah.
That's what I mean.
For some reason. That's hilarious.
Michael asks.
All right. Michael wrote, do you send mail to properties in a floodplain, or do you exclude floodplain properties in data tree?
Great question.
Mm-hmm.
You cannot exclude properties that are in a floodplain in data tree or any other assessor data set. Here's the deal. Here's a real big picture question here. The issue is assessors collect data about properties that's important to them so that they can report that data to a treasurer who assigns a property tax amount. And for whatever reason, for better or for worse, properties that are in floodplains don't matter to them. And so we can't capture a data set. In the future, we might capture a data set on that. But you can't exclude or include that for some reason. Some of the things that are really important to assessors are, is there a structure on it? Is it improved? Is it a vacant piece of property, or does it have a house on it? Or does it have an office building on it, or a hospital? So those are the way that they assess taxes. You don't have to raise your hand. I don't know when that's just hilarious.
Okay.
We're partners.
Well, I just didn't want you to go on to it without letting me talk for a second. I'm pretty sure that this is going to happen in the not too distant future, because even right now with Neighbor Scoop, we can look, and we have a FEMA flood map overlay, and we have all kinds of different layers that we can look at on these properties. So there's probably going to be a way that, even though it doesn't come from the assessor data, you can run it through something before you send your mail out. The thing that it's not going to pick up is you shouldn't do that anyway, because so many properties, please go on Neighbor Scoop or whatever you are using and pull up a flood map, and please look at Phoenix, for example. The whole flippin' city is in a floodplain, and we are all building houses. So there's all kinds of, even though property's in a floodplain doesn't mean you necessarily can't build there. So sometimes you just have to raise foundations or do different things with drainage, whatever. So I'm just saying, I wouldn't want to exclude those anyway.
Yeah, what Jill's saying is you never want to really make your mailer smaller.
Yeah. Don't take it out.
There's stuff that you should exclude. We teach all this in all these in career path and in our all the education programs that we have. There's stuff that you exclude, very clearly exclude, in my opinion, and stuff that you just, you don't want to. You don't want to get up in the morning, go fishing, and in a small lake in, let's say, the Midwest, and use a lure that's designed to catch a sea tuna. And that's what making these mailers smaller are. You want to cast a net and just see what you catch.
I think everybody's looking for an easy button.
Yeah, there's no easy
it's
button.
going to be perfect.
Nope.
And if you are relying on an easy button, you're going to miss a lot of good properties.
Believe me.
And you won't be my
Jill's right.
competition because I'm going to be buying them all.
If you sent a mailer out
Yeah.
in Phoenix or in a lot of places in Arizona or in a lot of parts of the desert and had the opportunity or the option to exclude floodplain properties, you would send no mail out.
Yeah.
And that doesn't mean that it's in a floodplain. It just means that there's FEMA. It's just not, you need to really look at it.
Exactly. Wait till it comes back, do your due diligence, and then decide.
Let me put this another way, make it real simple.
We're going to hit this home, Michael.
In Land Academy 3.0, do exactly what
Yeah.
Jill and I say. Exactly. And if we don't bring up floodplains, it's because in 35 years, it hasn't been necessary. And it's not necessary now. So if you just follow the program, you're going to do great.
Yeah.
Today's topic, 6 steps to getting your first land deal complete. This is the meat of the show. What's the very first step in anything if you want to have success, Jill?
Take out a loan. People start there all the time.
Please don't take out a
I'm
loan.
like, I know. What the heck is that?
Please don't
borrow any money.
Here's some dad advice.
Like,
Do not take a loan out
work on my credit score.
anything except a house, and it better be cheap. The house better be cheap in the first place, or in some cases, not all cases, education. And that's it. That's the only 2 things you should ever take a loan out in your entire life, or commercial property if that's what you do. Asset-based loans are fine.
Yeah.
Number 1, step 1, you need to get educated, and you should not take a loan out to do that, because when I say potentially get an education loan, if you're smart enough to go to some Ivy League school and it costs $200,000 or $300,000 or $400,000 to get in and out of there, you might need a loan, and it might be a really good idea to do that.
I would only do it if I absolutely have to.
Me too. I actually would probably work my way through it no matter how much it costs.
Mm-hmm.
So step 1 is get educated. And there's so much free content out there. This podcast is a great example of free content. There's 3 or 4 or 5 real credible people on the internet or acceptable groups that teach about buying and selling land on the internet, and just soak up as much free content as you possibly can. And before you ever spend a dollar, if you're into it and if you find yourself waking up obsessed with it, like us, then start spending some money on education.
Mm-hmm.
And pick and choose which groups you think are like your personality. Like, I'll tell you, honestly, Land Academy, I've been told this, and we never intended this to be that, but I've been told that Land Academy is for people who want to make this their career and they're real serious about it.
Yeah, we have a lot of people that come to us from other groups that started there, got their feet wet, and then like, okay, now I'm ready to make this a thing. And then they come here and it works out great.
Yeah.
So cool.
If this is your hobby and that's all you ever wanted to be, and you really love your job, your W-2 job, this might not be the best thing for you.
Well, we got people that do that too.
Okay. Step 2, choose a place to send mail.
Mm-hmm.
We're all about direct mail and sending out blind offers, tens of thousands of offers to see who's going to sign it and send it back. You need to choose the right place. Northern Alaska might not be the best place to do this. Southwestern Texas, I can tell you for sure, is not the best place to do this. So, well, that's great, Jack. Then what's the best place to send it? In our education.
He's so sweet. He's covering for me right now. So he's having his own conversation. I'll be over here. I'll just make gestures, like, yeah, good.
Still can't talk.
I know.
It's a positive and a negative thing for me, but largely positive.
Thanks a lot.
There's a way that we teach in Land Academy about how to, we call it trolling the internet, or trolling in Zillow or Realtor or Redfin, trolling areas to identify places to send mail. And then testing them through what we call a red, green, yellow test to see if it's the statistics and it's all really checking out. Mm-hmm. And so we don't guess about where to send mail. So number 2 is choose a place to send mail, but do it through data. How we teach, or whoever, just honestly, our way is the best. Just being real honest. Number 3, get the offer campaign in the mail. If you find 2 or 3 or 5 zip codes, maybe they're adjacent, maybe they're in different states that work, they pass the red, green, yellow test, you feel very confident, put them all together in a mailer or call offers to owners, the number 2, and look up concierge data. They'll do all of it for you if you don't want to do it, but get it in the mail. Nothing's going to happen. You will never get to the end of your first deal, which is what this is all about, this episode. Nothing's going to happen if you don't get it in the mail. You're not going to, some broker's not going to call you or some wholesaler's not going to call you. They might and say, hey, I got a great deal, but it's not a great deal because you didn't get there first. That's what sending this mail is all about. You've got there first, you're talking to the seller, and they want to sell it to you for the price that you think makes the deal work.
You know, it's kind of funny. I was just thinking, I pointed out to Jack the other day in the newspaper, our little community newspaper, there's a guy in there selling his house, and it's flat out for sale by owner. And the bottom says, agents, please don't call. I love it. At least he
said, please.
You know, he's like, I don't the please may or may not have been in there, but I thought it was really kind of cool that there's a lot of sellers that don't want to work. They love this. They love working just with us, you know, when you're talking to these people and you say, I'm the owner and whatever you and I make, that's it. They're like, oh, whew, thank you. You took all the whatever out of it. It's nice not to have a middleman and go through that. So these guys love talking to us, these sellers.
So number 3, you get the mail out. Number 4, after a couple of weeks when that mail's out there, you're going to have to answer the phone or get a call service to answer the phone. You know, if you cast a fishing line in the water and a fish jumps on and you can feel it at the end of the rod and you don't reel it up, that's crazy. Mm-hmm. You went all through the work and hopefully it's fun to get out there and fish that day. And if you got something on the line, reel it in. Mm-hmm. See if it's big or small.
Fishing stories. Are you trying to tell me something?
Yeah, actually, you know what? You know why?
Why is all the
I've been
fishing
thinking
stuff
about fishing so much lately because I haven't done it. And it's like the season's starting to change. It's going to get hot. I missed the whole season.
I'm sorry. Darn it.
So you answer the phone and you found out that because you sent out 5,000 offers and you talked to maybe 15 people or Pat Live or something, or maybe in the near future here, Joe Live, answer the phone and you found out that 5 of these properties probably work for you. Well, you pick the ones that work. You talk to 15 people, maybe 5 or 6 work, then you really get into it and find out that maybe 3 work. Of these, maybe 2 or 3, maybe 20, I don't know, on these 5,000 unit mailers that you sent out work. So you pick the ones that work through due diligence. And again, we teach all this stuff. This is step 5. Step 6.
By the way, let me back up real quick here. In step 5, when you're doing your due diligence, picking the deal, that's when you're checking floodplain. Just want to throw that in there. Yeah. Seriously.
Yeah, not at the beginning.
Yeah, don't worry about that.
Not in your mailer.
So you've got, so think about this. I'm sending out, 5 or 10,000 offers. Am I going to sit and figure out floodplain then? No. I can do that real quick when they call back and I'm talking to 10 or 20 sellers. That's when I get serious about it.
You want to check the floodplain on 5,000 properties or do you want to check it on 15?
Right.
At the end, just 15.
Yes.
So you're going to pick the deals that work. That's step 5. And step 6 is you buy it. You go work through an escrow agent in most cases to buy the property. And then you sell it for more, usually by enlisting a real estate agent. That's how we do it. A vetted local cowboy hat land agent who knows the market and understands you and understands land.
Exactly.
And doesn't sell houses.
It's funny. Speaking of which, one of our land guys locally here selling some stuff for us sent me a note in social media like, hey, that picture I posted last week on Facebook, that was standing on your property. Isn't that cool? He's that into land.
Wow, that is fantastic.
It was really cool. So yeah.
How great is that?
Totally.
Was it on the buy side or the sell side?
He's selling it for us. Yep. If you need access to any sort of ownership or property details, including owner phone numbers and FEMA flood map overlays, please check out parcelfact.com or neighborscoop.com. Created by investors, that's us, for investors like you. Happy you could join us today. 5 days a week, you can find us here on the Land Academy Show.
Tomorrow, the episode on the Land Academy Show is called The 3 Types of Land Investment Deal Buckets. We've divided all the properties that Jill and I buy into 3 types of property. And surprise, surprise, the third one makes the most and the first one makes the least. You are not alone in your real estate ambition. How bad is your voice? Like, how bad is it hurt? It doesn't sound, you sound great. Yeah. I'm serious. I'm serious. I'm not being
sounds like I had like a rough, I don't know what. But yeah, thank you. It's actually better. I am 90%. I don't sound 90%, but trust me, I'm 90% there.
I feel, last week, if you listen to the show or watch the show, you know that last week were reruns because Jill just couldn't talk.
I know. I'm sorry.
But it was worth it because we bought and sold a ton of property this month.
Thank you. And thanks for tuning in. Hey, by the way, in case you didn't know, we recently released our newest and latest up-to-date educational program for Land Academy. It's called Land Academy 3.0, Catching Up with Land Academy. We spent 6 months writing, creating, producing this program, and it's all the latest tools and things that we use now to help you succeed at buying and selling land. It's about 5 hours of how-to video, and it's screenshots getting in there. And it's free to existing members and available to you. Check out landacademy.com, or you can call, actually, best is email, support@landacademy.com.
We're Jack and Jill. Information
and inspiration
to buy undervalued property.
We hope you find our content valuable and we appreciate your support. If you have not already, please check out our channel and hit the subscribe button.
And your comments and suggestions help us to create the content you're here for. Hitting the like button helps to support our channel's algorithm and gauge your interest for future shows.